Hello, my ghouls and goblins. Welcome to something completely different than what you've seen on my channel so far. We are in a different spot of my house. We're upstairs in the living room. I figured it's a snow day today, so the light outside is very bright. Figured this would be a good opportunity to use this space. Plus, this is it doesn't look like it right now, but this is the biggest open space that I have available to me with good lighting, and I really need to use as much space as possible because we're here today to declutter. This is something that I've been needing to do for years. I think the last declutter I did was years ago, and I wouldn't say that my collection has grown too much since then. I've definitely gotten away from my excessive buying habits, and I'm very proud of that, but I know that there's a lot of products just sitting in my collection that I don't use or are expired that I need to either pass on or get rid of, either to open up more space for new things. There's a ton of new launches happening. It always seems around this time of year that companies have a shit ton of things launching, which, cool. I'll wait. But I wanted to see what I already have. I'm trying not to be an excessive buyer, both working on saving up more money, not buying unnecessary purchases, and also trying to lessen my impact on the environment, which makeup in general, I know, one could argue, is one of the worst things to amass a hoard of environmentally. You know, there's a lot of ethics behind how is the makeup made, how recyclable are the ingredients, where do they get the ingredients from? So I'm not perfect. I don't plan on giving up makeup totally. It is a huge passion of mine, but I definitely want to be a little bit more thoughtful about my purchases. So the declutter hopefully will spur some inspiration for that. I have a lot here today. I'm maybe thinking about splitting this into either 2 or 3 separate videos. I think I can do one for face standalone, and then lipsticks might be another thing. We'll see. But grab a drink, grab a blanket, grab a snack, cozy up. It is a snow day today, and we're having another snow day tomorrow. We were set to have about 2 feet of snow happen, but I think it's lessened now. Either way, I'm comfy, cozy at home. If you hear anything in the background, it might be my pets running around. It seems as though as soon as I pull my camera out, they go wild. All right, we're gonna start out with primers and concealers. Now, I'm not too huge into primers. I try to use one every time, but mostly I rely on my skincare. Please welcome Kayla to the field. I can tell you with utmost certainty, this Becca First Light Priming Filter is way beyond expiration. I've kind of just held on to it more so for nostalgia's sake. For those of you that don't know, Becca is no longer a standalone company. I think Smashbox acquired some of the rights to some of their products, like their under eye corrector, but this one certainly needs to go, so it's going to be thrown out. Same with this Water Cloud Primer from Cover FX. This is just the travel size version. I don't remember really feeling like anything it's like separated too. I think it's supposed to be like that kind of blue shade, but it's separated in there, so this is going to get thrown out. The Yensa Essential Glow Primer is a sample size. I need to use this up. I like this. It kind of evens out your skin tone and does add a healthy glow. Same with the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. This one is moisturizing. I kind of feel like it makes your skin a little bit tacky too, so this one is also going to be used up. And then this Milk Makeup, I believe this is the Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. I got this very recently in a sample size kit, so I haven't even tried this yet, but it's brand new, so I need to give this a shot, maybe closer to summer when I'm going to be a little bit more sweaty, oily. Cover FX Gripping Primer. I didn't like this at first. It would pill up under makeup, but I think I figured out you just need to use a thin layer. This is also really good to mix with glitters that have dried up. My glitter gels from Slayfire Cosmetics. Keeping this one. My e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. You know I'm keeping this one. And then this e.l.f. Matte Oil Control Primer. Again, I think I got this for summer. I've only used this a couple times. It kind of gives that Smashbox primerizer feeling, that kind of gelatinous powder dimethicone feeling. I should try this out a couple more times, especially during the winter. I don't deal with oiliness, but I think I want to try this a couple more times before I get rid of it. I use these 2 powders basically every time that I do a makeup look, the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder and then the e.l.f. HD Powder. This one is in the soft luminescence one. I usually like the sheer one better. And this I've rebought a couple times, but each time I've gotten it, the top pops off and not in a sexy fancy way. So I'm gonna definitely duct tape that back on. But these for sure are powders that I use to set my face every time I do makeup. And now concealer. e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Wear, medium peach. Keeping this one. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I've had this one for a really long time. You can see it's kind of starting to separate in there. So this one's gonna get thrown out. I do have a fresh one in here that's unopened. And this is in the shade Light 18. Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Waterproof Concealer. I've not used this in a long time. I believe this one is unopened. This is in the shade Light Natural. I used to love this product. Like a little bit goes a long way. I'm definitely gonna give this another try. Again, it's unopened, so it should be fine. So we're throwing away these 3 things. These are all expired and I would not feel comfortable giving these to friends. So these are gonna go in the trash pile, which I'm just gonna make the executive decision is right behind me. Let's move on to foundation. All right, Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. This is in the shade 1.60. Love this. This is a newer one. They are repackaging this now, so they no longer make it in this component, but it should be the same formula. Tati here on YouTube has said it is not. It doesn't act the same way. So I'm gonna cherish this in this bottle until it's completely used up. So keeping this one. All right, this is the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. First of all, this shade is not my shade. Second of all, a lot of people love this, and I will say when it is first applied to my skin, looks incredible. But literally within minutes, it pills up, bunches off, and then just looks patchy and disgusting because it is so full coverage. So unfortunately, we'll be getting rid of this one. I wish it worked well for me. I've tried it with primer, without primer, as a setting powder, as a standalone powder, as an under eye powder, and it's just does not work with my skin at all. The Tarte, I don't even know what this one is. I think this is their Amazonian Clay Powder Foundation. I think they've reformulated this now and it's in new packaging. I do like this a lot on my skin. This is in the shade Fair Light Neutral. I rarely wear powder foundations. I just like cream or liquid better. And with this one, I can only really wear it when I freshly dermaplane, shave my face because it will show all peach fuzz on your face. So I'm gonna keep this, but I need to use it up. ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. Love this. This is what I have on my skin today. This is in the shade Light 6W. This bottle has seen better days. Keeping this one, really like it. Same with the Yensa BC Foundation. Really like this. The SPF in it is definitely expired, but I wear an SPF under my foundation all the time anyway. This is in the shade Light Neutral. Keeping this one. I do have a little sample size of it. This is how I found out about it, actually from Ipsy, but I know for certain that this is way old, so this is gonna get thrown away. Yeah. This is just the LA Girl white mix and medium for things that are too yellow, too dark for me. I'll just add a couple drops of this. So this is staying. All right. Essence Pretty Natural Foundation. Taylor Wynn here on YouTube loves this, swears by it. I cannot get behind it. It's supposed to be a hydrating foundation, but I feel like it really kind of dries out and doesn't look like it looks like foundation on my skin, which obviously I'm wearing if I'm wearing this, but it just, I don't know, man. It looks cakey. I don't like it, so I'm gonna pass this on. ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Foundation. I like this quite a bit. It looks beautiful when it's firstly applied, and then it does wear well throughout the day, but it is not a super long lasting foundation, and I know that going into it, so usually I'll wear this for like special occasions or if I know I'm not going to wear foundation for that long anyway. I have it in the shade Light 40N and it's a very good skin tone match. CoverGirl True Blend Matte Foundation. This just looks heavy on my skin. It's emphasizing of texture. Not for me. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. Pass it on. There's still a lot in there. I have it in the shade L10. I was thinking about keeping it and then adding like a drop of oil to it. I've not tried that with foundation, but I know it is a tip and trick that people use with foundation that's either too thick or too matte. But I'm kind of the mindset where it's like, if I have to monkey with something, instead of just being able to slap it on my face, it's not for me. So I'm gonna pass this on. All right, Zoeva Authentic Skin Natural Luminous Foundation. When I first got this, I remember really liking it. I might try it 1 or 2 more times. It is a little yellow and dark for me right now. I think this is a good summer shade for me, but this is another one that looks kind of heavy, so I would recommend using a damp beauty sponge with it. I don't even know if they make this anymore. I swear, every time I'm on Ulta and I see this brand advertised, it's either usually just brushes now or makeup tools and not actual makeup products. So I'm wondering if this company is no longer a thing, but I think I am going to pass this on or get rid of it. It's really old. You can see it's starting to kind of separate in the bottle there. So, oh, it's a nice glass bottle too. So, but I just don't reach for it. So I need to get rid of it. Goodbye. LYS Serum Foundation. I just got this. I need to play around with it a little bit more. You do get more coverage with a brush, but I think the finish is better with a damp beauty sponge. This shade is a little bit dark for me. It does oxidize about half a shade. So I might play around with mixing in like a little bit of the LA Girl mix-in medium, but I think it looks healthy. I'm here for a hydrating foundation, so we're gonna keep this guy because I just got it. Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie, little sample size. I'm gonna throw this one away. This is really old, and I remember not being super impressed with this. Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation. They no longer make this to my knowledge. I got this on hella sale at the kind of behest of Taylor Wynn. The shade is a little dark for me. I have it in vanilla. I don't know why I kept the box. I'm weird about keeping packaging. I've used this a couple times. This is the reason why I got the LA Girl Pro Mix-In Medium, because this one does, one, it's a little dark for me standalone, and two, oxidizes a little bit. But I think it works best if I use a damp beauty sponge. There's a lot in here, so I don't want to get rid of it. It's like 1.6 fluid ounces. Standard size is about 1.0 fluid ounces. So you get a good deal with this if they still make it. I don't know. Vanilla is a little bit too dark for me, but I can make it work. And then my favorite foundation of all time, it's seen better days. This is actually my second one of this bottle, which is rare for me. I hardly ever repurchase foundations. So this one and then the Beauty Blender are the only two that I've really rebought before because I just love the way that they look on my face. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. This stuff is like indestructible. It looks really good on my skin. It doesn't oxidize. The color I have is 31NN. It's like transfer resistant, like it actually means it's transfer resistant when I'm working with kiddos all day, every day. That's really a good thing for me. It is spendy, so I try to get it on sale, but I am trying to use up the other foundations that I have first before repurchasing this because I know I love this, and I know if I get another one, then I will not touch any of the other foundations. So this is the GOAT. It is Champ. It is my favorite of all time. Yeah, so I would highly recommend this if you have skin conditions similar to mine, which I'm kind of combo-ish. Love it. And then this is just the Pure 4-in-1 pressed powder. I don't use this as a foundation. I use this to kind of, if I need more coverage somewhere or to, once I spray my face, if it looks a little bit too dewy, I'll just use this everywhere. So I'm just trying to use that up. All right, so we're getting rid of 3 foundations, and then we're gonna throw away a full size and then 2 sample sizes. So I went from having, I think, 16 foundations, if you will, 15 if you're disregarding this powder, and I'm getting rid of 6. So cutting it down to 9. That's pretty good. Highlighter. I can tell you straight off the bat, I'm gonna get rid of these 2. This is the Seraphine Botanicals Cherry and Snow Highlighting Cream. This is just too dark. It leaves a cast on my face. It's pretty much untouched, so I'm just gonna pass that on. This is the Molly Jacob Dazzling Illuminator. I don't remember this sitting well on top of other products. It's also a little bit too pink for me. This one's basically untouched. Yeah, that's just too pink, and I think it would disrupt products underneath, unfortunately. So we are gonna pass that one on as well. I know I'm gonna be keeping the e.l.f. Moonlight Pearls, favorite highlighter of all time. I even have a backup. It'll last you forever. It is a baked highlighter, so you're gonna have to like kind of get underneath the surface before it starts to give you payoff, but I'm gonna keep these. Still testing this one. Doesn't really give much of a punch, but if anything, I can just mix this into maybe lotion or something during the summer to give my skin a healthy flush. This is the LYS Liquid Highlighter in the shade Brave. Just got this one. e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter in the shade Fair. Multi-use. Use it as primer, highlighter. Really like it. It's really subtle, really natural, healthy looking. We're gonna keep this one. This is possibly my favorite cream highlighter of all time. It's got a huge punch. It's beautiful. It's amazing on top and under products and powder. And it's just the e.l.f. I think this was like $3. I think it's discontinued. I'll see if I can find it. It doesn't even really have a name. It just says illuminating. but it's really beautiful. It's exactly the shade I would want, a beautiful champagne kind of shade there. Oh God, it's so pretty. I'm wearing it today, so in the intro and outro you can see how my face looks. Oh my God, so beautiful. I wish they weren't discontinuing it. It's gorgeous. We're gonna keep it. Elf Electric Mood with Tovlo. She says her name, Tuvelu. This is more of a clear, oh, it's all dried out. No! If I swipe hard enough, it'll build back up, right? Oh man, this was really pretty, but it dried out really fast and now it feels like Vaseline-y. So unfortunately, I think we're gonna throw this one away. It was pretty. This is more of like a gloss than a highlighter, so damn it, I don't think I can save that. Let me see if I can wipe off the top, because now underneath it all it is, fluid again. But I just don't know if that's something that I'm gonna want to monkey with every time or worry about. That's a bummer. So now it feels balmy after I got that crusty layer off. But like, as you can see, swipe it right there, I guess. It's more of a balm, wet looking thing. I'll keep it, I guess. I got that off. It's not a big deal. I mean, you could just use Vaseline, but I think it has a pretty kind of shimmer to it. Ugh. I feel so gross, but I want to keep it. Laritzi Cosmetics. This is their Utopia Dew Pot. I think I remember liking this. It's definitely very creamy. This feels like it's too much work. It definitely leaves a pink haze. I think I'm gonna throw this away. It's super old. I'm gonna get rid of him, her, whatever. The Phytosurgeons Mirrored Moonlight Spectral Shine. I use this in a video. It's more of a reflecting finishing balm slash dry down powder than anything. I don't like the way it looks on my nose, but it is a really healthy flush on the cheeks. So we're gonna use this up. I like it enough to wanna keep using it. All right, the Revolution Mermaid Scales Liquid Highlighter. I think I would use this more for like FXy makeup, not quite obviously natural looking makeup. Let's see what this looks like. I should probably throw this out. It's super old. I don't even think the dropper doesn't work anymore. I just have to think it's dried up in there, so we should just throw this away. Oh, but that's really pretty. Carly Jean, no, it's old, but look how pretty. Oh, if I really want a green tinted highlighter, I'll find a green tinted highlighter. In fact, I think one of these e.l.f. duos is one, so we're gonna throw this guy away. Y'all know how I feel about the NYX Illuminator in Ritualistic. Gorgeous. They don't make this anymore. I think you can buy it off Amazon. Love this one. Keeping it. Ulta Beauty Duochrome Illuminator. This one has a blue flip. I do want to compare these two. This is the Kimchi Pearls Gone Wild highlighter in the shade Hope. And they both have like a blue flip. I think this one's more of a duochrome. I mean, this says duochrome, but this is more of a purple blue flip. I am covered in highlighter. And I don't think there's any other way a person should live. I love highlighter. I like to be shiny and gorgeous and feel cute and pretty. And maybe I'm just a, what's the word? Maybe I'm just a crow, a raven, attracted to shiny things. All right, so we wiped all that off. So here is the Ulta Duochrome. You can see it has kind of a blue shift to it. It's pretty. It's definitely powdery, feels dry, but it has a nice, like I said, duochrome-y blue flip to it. And then here's the Kimchi. This one has more of a glitter look to it than that one. Oh, yeah. So if you want a more diffused look, go with the Ulta one, but that is, I think, on camera, they're very similar. So I think I'm gonna pass on the Ulta Beauty Duochrome. I wanna try swatching Over the Moon from ColourPop, their Super Shock highlighter next to those two. This one I think is a more purpley flip, but I wanna see how similar it is to all of them. Yeah, this is definitely more purple. I think I am gonna pass this one on. I was keeping this not for highlighter. It was more so for a eyeshadow topper, but I don't think I'm gonna keep this one. I think I'm actually gonna throw this away. It's super old, so we're gonna get rid of that one. Keeping the Kimchi Chic. How did this get in there? This is a blush. This is the Seraphine Botanicals, same as this one that I'm getting rid of. Lychee and Gold, Healthy Glow Rose Gold Blush. It's too light, too reflective of a blush. It's kind of like the same Luminoso from Milani thing for me. I think I'm just gonna throw away this one. I think I remember liking it at a time when I first got it. Not really my thing anymore. ColourPop ones. Let's wipe off my hand again so I give these a fair shot. We have to dry your hands off first and then take a sip of alcohol second. Wunderbar. Okay, so we have the shade Spoon. These are ancient, by the way. I should just get rid of them. Is that gonna be a good spot? Spoon. This one definitely looks like it has more glitter in it. Lunch money. This one's much more reflective. Can diffuse that one. I might just throw those two out though. I never reach for them. And then we have the cult classic Flexitarian here. Oh, this one is so much more buttery than those two. This one's much more of a punchy one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of Over the Moon and Spoon, right? Are those the two that I have? No, sorry. Spoon and Lunch Money I'm gonna get rid of, and then keep Flexitarian. I don't think you can see any of that. But the Flexitarian is much newer, and then the other two are ancient. I think these are like one of the first ColourPop purchases that I made. Speaking of ColourPop, I'm keeping this for nostalgia's sake. I know I should get rid of this. This is so old. I actually have a video on my channel when I first bought this and first tried it out when it just released. I should get rid of it. I really only wear this shade or some of this shade. The rest are a little bit too dark for me. Maybe I can use them as eyeshadow. I feel less bad about using super old powders because I think you can spray them with alcohol versus like creams and liquids are harder to, what's the word? Sanitize without ruining the formula. I'll sit on this one. I'm probably gonna keep it because I'm a nostalgic bitch, but whatever. Elf, they're double pan ones. So I've got Siren's Call and Blue Lagoon. So Siren's Call, I never wear this. That orange is just too dark for me. And I don't think the white one is like pretty. It kind of gives me ritualistic vibes. These are nice compacts. I mean, they're hefty, kind of have that soft matte feel. They have a mirror. Orange is too orange for me. And then the white, I have ritualistic. Like, why would I need this one? So we're gonna throw this one away because it's super old. And then here's where I have maybe another green highlighter, harkening back to that Revolution Mermaid Scale one. This is again in Blue Lagoon. This, and then there's a purple one too. I have the Kimchi Chic one that is purple, so I could get rid of that. These just feel super dry too. I'd much rather just use the Kimchi Chic if I want that kind of look, and then that green doesn't even really show up too much like I would want it. Which if you want like a subtle green flip, awesome, but I just don't reach for this. I'm gonna throw this away. Okay, now we're on to like my more sample-y ones. I'm definitely keeping this Nomad Cosmetics Kiss of Sun highlighter in Balmoral Beach. They no longer make this. I do want to swatch this next to the Shayna B Miami highlighter. Oh no, sorry. Shayna B Miami Illuminator in the shade Guava Glow, because I think if I remember correctly, these are both like the pink gold peachy flip that I really like, and I don't need both of them. I'm gonna have really raw skin on my hands at the end of this. All right, so we're gonna swatch the Nomad right there, and then the Shayna B right underneath it. I think the Shayna B is a little bit pinker, but I prefer the finish of the Nomad one. So we're gonna say goodbye to the Shayna B. She's in some pretty good shape, so I think I'm just gonna pass her on. I think I have this one I think is a Ciate London one. Lottie London, sorry, in the shade The Good Girl. It's not magnetized. I can't stick it in a palette, which is weird. You'd think something in a plastic compact like that would be. It's not. It's stupid. I think I remember liking this, but not enough to monkey around with this flimsy plastic packaging. It's right there. It's pretty on camera, but I think we're gonna throw this away. I have enough already. IBY, this one's busted. I don't know what it is about me and busting the tops off of shit. This one is okay. It's more iridescent and subtle than anything. I also really don't want to monkey with it if it's got a busted top. Plus I want to swatch this Winky Lux highlighter, which is there a shade on here? I think it's just in the shade Charm. It's a holographic highlighter, so it should have kind of a similar iridescent finish to it, like if you look at that. And this one, the compact works. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one, the Winky Lux one, because I have that purple one again from Kimchi Chic that I don't need both. So we're gonna throw that one away. I'm gonna throw the IBY one away because it's broken. Lastly, another Nomad Cosmetics one. This one is a illuminated highlighting powder in the shade Moonlight Sun. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so very similar probably to Flexitarian, I'm thinking. And this is super old. Yeah, this one is either Flexitarian or ritualistic, very similar. So we're gonna throw this one away. We're done with highlighter. We're keeping, I'm gonna get rid of this one. As much as it pains me to say it, because it's like a collector's item. I just don't use it. I'll spray it down with some alcohol and pass it on. I just don't use it. But we are keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, counting this as one because they're the same product. 7, 8, 9, 10. We're passing along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we are throwing away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've cut highlighter like at least in half. Very nice. Oh, 11. Forgot we were getting rid of the Laritzi one. 12. Missed another one. So yeah, definitely cut it in half. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. What is something that you need to declutter in your life? Or what is something you want to be more thoughtful about, more intentional about? Like I said, I want to be a little bit more thoughtful and intentional about the products, specifically makeup, cosmetics, skincare, that I'm buying so I don't have things go to die in my collection. So leave a comment down below. I would also really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. I would really like to continue growing our community here on YouTube and reaching more people. And as always, I hope you guys are able to treat yourself with the same kindness that you so easily give to others. Thanks, guys. Bye. You know, y'all are not helping. Oh, really? Sorry, Dean. All right, ColourPop, pretty fat. ColourPop, good lord. Too Feast. Jesus Christ, I need to go home.